You're going to work really hard, sweat a lot. It's going to be tough. And you're going to have to change your food and eat fewer calories. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm going to give you results, and you're going to lose weight and get in better shape. Hey there, Coach Devin here. Okay, I'm not a guy that complains a lot in general. You know what? I'm not a guy that complains online a lot. I'm not a complainer in general. I don't believe in complaining too much. But I have two clients out there, and I'm curious about what you think of this because I need some outside perspective. I've been a trainer for 28 years. I've done this a long time, and this is not the first time I've run into this problem. Okay, it's just not the first time. It's always with clients, and it male and female. In this case, both of them these clients happen to be female, but it does happen with men and women. And I'm going to kind of lay out exactly what happened with each one of them and what I would like to say and what I really say in those cases. So, all right, we're going to get going. So, as lots of people know, I do clients in-house. I own a gym. I've owned a gym for 11 years, 11 and a half years, I guess now. And I also do online training, which is a little newer to me. I haven't been doing it as long. Ton of fun. Really enjoy it. Get a chance to interact with people all over North America. I've got clients from Washington and Newfoundland. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. All right, so these are both online clients. I do not know them personally. So the first one, and I'm going to call her Mary. Her name is not Mary, but we're going to call her Mary because I'm not going to out her online because you know what? She's a nice person. She's a nice person. So everybody, to give you an idea, everybody that I work with online, I have a phone call with first, and that's to ascertain if they're a good fit. Lots of times, you know, maybe that person wants to lose weight, and what I can do can help, but maybe they're just not a good fit for me. I had one last week who wrote me on Instagram. She's like, I want to, I'm really interested in your training. I love what you do. Watch your YouTube videos. Super cool. She seemed like a nice person. As she wrote me, I said, sure, I'd love to help. What's your number? Let's talk and let's make sure it's a good fit. She writes me back and was like, okay, here's my number. And I'm with a client. Okay, so she writes me when I'm with a client, and 45 minutes, maybe 46 minutes after she writes me the first time, it says, here's my number, let's figure out a time to call. She then writes like, I'm going to need somebody who responds a little faster than that. Good luck. And I'm like, okay, that was a good call. That was God, saying to me, Devin, don't take that person, right? Because that's not a good fit. Somebody who needs that amount of hand-holding probably is not going to be a good fit for me because, it might take me an hour and a half or 2 hours to get back to you or whatever it happens to be, right? I try to make sure that I don't oversell and underdeliver, right? I want to undersell and overdeliver for clients. That's always my goal, ultimate goal on that. So she was a good fit, but there are people like that do it. And usually when I sit down and talk to somebody, I get a good feel for if they're a good fit for me and what I can provide. And if they are a good fit, then we talk about doing it. So this client, Mary, she wants to lose 20 pounds, gained 20 pounds during the pandemic, wants to lose 20 pounds. And super nice person. And I say, look, okay, we can definitely do that. I do some programming work for her. Usually takes me 3 or 4 hours to create a program. Create that program, food planning. These are the calories I want you to have. This is where your protein is going to be, blah, 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 blah. All of it. Done. She starts. Now, my online clients, I do them all through an app. Okay, I like the app because it allows them to click on like GIF videos of the exercise. So if they don't know how to do the exercise, there's a video of it, which is awesome. Makes it easier for them to understand what the heck they're doing. I try to make, we're trying to streamline everything. I give them a ton of information, like, a high protein meal plan, 5-day high protein meal plan. I give them all kinds of stuff because I'm trying to make them successful. Had a ton of really good success stories. Super excited about that. So Mary. And I reach out to clients every week, at least twice a week. If you haven't reached out to me, I'm reaching out to you. That's how this works. Because my feeling is, look, hey, listen, if you're paying me money for this, you're going to hear from me. That's how I look at it, right? I'd be like, I gotta work for the money I'm going to get. Yes, you've paid me. I'm going to do my best to support you and be the accountable person and help. My mom and dad taught me that, you do your best work all the time. And I believe in that. I try to teach my own kids that. So big on that. So, I've Mary and I talked back and forth a few times. I always, every week I send out, 1 or 2 recipes or interesting blogs or anything like that. I always have been in contact with clients. So we've been in contact over the 3 weeks. And I get a message 2 days ago, and the message is like, now remember, Mary wants to lose 20 pounds, has not been able to do it. Very frustrated. She's a very, very frustrated person. She's like, you know what, I've never had this problem before. I can't lose the weight. I've been trying for like a couple months. It's not going anywhere. I don't know what to do. So she comes to me. All right. So I get a message from her. She's like, look, Devin, I'm not real happy. I don't think this program works. It's not a good program for me. I'm just not very happy with the program and how you do it. So right away, I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible, right? I mean, I do the last thing I want as a client is unhappy with me. So I write her back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Mary, I'm so sorry. What's going on? And at the same time, I write her back. I'm on my phone, and I'm looking through, because clients every week, they have to do progress picture check-ins. They got to do measurements, weight, all that stuff. And they also can integrate, MyFitnessPal to their food. So I can see how much they're eating and stuff like that. So I take a quick look at her food. Her calories are in line. I'm like, okay, well, that looks pretty good. She's doing her exercises. I can see the workouts are done. And I click on the measurements of weight. And I'm like, so she hasn't written me back yet. And I'm like, so I write back and I was like, you're down 9 pounds, right? Am I reading that right? She's like, yeah, I'm down 9 pounds, but this program is not working. And I was like, it looks like you're down 9 pounds and 7.5 inches in 3 weeks. She's like, yes, I am. I'm like, okay, you're losing me a little bit here, because Mary, you wanted to lose 20 pounds. You hadn't been able to lose any weight. It wasn't working. And now you've lost almost half of what you were looking to do in 3 weeks. I do 12-week programs, to give you an idea. Like, the programs are 12 weeks long on purpose so that we can be successful. You just did half of it in a quarter of the program, half the weight you wanted to lose in a quarter of the program. You're losing me. And she's like, I just don't think the program works. And I was like, okay. And that to me, that confuses me, right? I'm like, how is the program not working? Like, maybe you don't want to do it anymore. She's just letting me down, I don't know, softly or something. But I'm like, you got what she's already paid for the program up front, so she's not asking for money back. She never asked for any money back, but she just wanted to stop. And I'm like, I'm so confused. You paid the money up front for the program. You've lost half of what you wanted to lose, right? I mean, half of what you wanted to lose is gone already. You're halfway to your goal in 3 weeks. And, not happy. It was very confusing, and I didn't understand it. And the funny thing is, today, got another message from a different client. So she signed up. I'm going to call her Beth. Her name is not Beth. And anybody's, your name is not Beth, but I'm going to call her Beth. Beth signed up like a week and a half ago. Okay, so she's a week and a half in. She writes me similar story. She's like, I'm not really happy with this program. I don't like it. I think it's laid out badly. I don't like the way you do it. I don't feel like I'm in contact with you enough. And I'm like, we've been talking back and forth in text a whole bunch. She's like, yeah, but we need more. I mean, I want to be on the phone with you every day. And I was like, well, I explained to you at the beginning of this, that's not what we do. I'm not going to call you every day to talk to you, because if you need that level of accountability, you need somebody, and we talked on the phone. I was like, you need somebody one-on-one, like with you. You need a trainer if that's the level of accountability you're looking for. And she said to me, no, I don't really want that. And I was like, I don't, you can do a virtual thing, but, it doesn't really work. I have found it doesn't really work as well. I would suggest she's out. She's not local to me at all. And I said, look, maybe you should look for a trainer in your own city if that's what you're looking for. She's like, no, I don't want that. So fast forward to, today, and she's like, this is not working. I need way more accountability. This is not successful. It's not going anywhere. And I was like, okay, we're only a week in. That's pretty fast to decide that it doesn't work. And again, she's not asking for her money back. Didn't ask for that at all. And then she says, I'm like, okay, well, how are we doing? And now, so Beth needs to lose about 40 pounds, give or take, right? She's had a difficult time with that. She's a little, my age, a little bit. I'm 48. She's a little older than I am. She's been struggling with this for years. She said, I have been frustrated since I'm in my early 30s with my weight. I'm like, okay. And looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be more than a 12-week program type thing. And I said that to her at the time. But, it's doable. It's doable. I know I can do this for her. And I'm on there, and I'm looking at her measurements and her check-in. And I was like, it looks here like you lost 5.5 pounds the first week. She's like, yeah, but this program does not work. And with like, not like capital N-O-T work. And I'm like, did you lose 5 pounds? And she writes back, of course I lost 5 pounds, but how, it's not working. And you know what I wanted to say, in all honesty, what I wanted to say was this. Look, dude, you've been trying since you're in your early 30s. For 20 almost years, you have been trying to lose weight. You just lost 5.5 pounds. First week, you've been successful in basically 20 years, and that's not good enough. Confused. Again, and you know what confuses me about this is neither of these people were like, you know, what they said, they all basically said the same thing. Your program doesn't work. I'm not happy with the program. It's not going well. You know, but neither of them want their money back. They're like, you know what? All the best. It didn't work. And I'm like, I don't understand I'm so confused. I'm so confused. And this happens from time to time. You get a client that has expectations, and I work very hard to manage those expectations for clients. I work really hard to manage the expectations, make sure the expectations are in line with what I do. So like, you know, I want to overpromise and underdeliver. I'm going to give you results, and I want them to get the results. And because, you know what, in the end of the day, it's all about results, right? I can give you any program out there in the world. I can give you any food plan out there. But if it works, you're going to like it, right? Because that's the goal. Like everybody, they're not doing this because they're like, you know what I'd like to do is just exercise and sweat a lot. That'd be fun. And not eat as many calories. That'd be a cool thing to do. No, nobody wants to do that. People want to lose weight. They want to get more fit. That's the type of client I like to work with. That's the type of client I do work with. But every now and then I get them. Now I've just happened to get 2 in a row, which precipitates this video, but you know, it's just always confusing to me. And if anybody out there knows the reason, write it in the comments. I'd love to know. Why do you sign up for something? You do it for a couple weeks, you get results that you've never had before, and then you go, that's not working. I mean, to me, and I could be totally wrong. I don't know where I'm going wrong with these 2 clients. I really don't, because to me, the proof should be in the pudding. You know, one of them hasn't lost weight in almost 20 years, has tried a ton of different diets. Nothing has ever worked, and you lost weight in the first week. The other one, I'm up 20 pounds from a pandemic, and I really want to lose it. In 3 weeks, we've lost half of the weight you wanted to lose, and you're like, nah, it's not working for me. I understand, you know, you're going to have to work. When it comes to health and fitness, you have to work. Here's the deal. You got to work your butt off. You got to eat better. And if you work your butt off and you eat better, good things will happen. So here's the deal when it comes down to it. You're going to work really hard and sweat a lot. It's going to be tough. And you're going to have to change your food and eat fewer calories. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm going to give you results, and you're going to lose weight and get in better shape. That's what I do. And so I am so confused by the whole situation because, again, neither of these clients ask for their money back. That's what confuses me. They're not asking for their money back. They just don't want to do the program anymore. And you know, like I said, you get them from time to time. You have these, but it's super confusing to me why somebody who is getting results doesn't want to continue with it. I don't get it. I'm confused by it. And if you out in YouTube land and Facebook and, you know, social media land, if you know it, comment. I am so curious about why it is somebody would do this, because to me, it frankly doesn't make any sense. I feel like I am doing the stuff that I need to do, and that person is being successful and getting the stuff they want, and then they want to do it. It's a huge letdown for me because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not, you know, like if they said, you know, I want my money back, if it wasn't working, you know, and you know, whatever, I'd be willing to talk about those things. But when you're getting what you want, I guess I'm just confused. I'm super confused what the problem is. So if you have any ideas, please let me know, because that's the reason I'm making this video. I am super curious why it is somebody does that and makes that decision. I'm so confused. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great day out there. Hope everybody is healthy, fit, taking care of themselves. And remember, if you have things you want me to talk about, write them up in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Don't fight the awesome.